Hello. Hi,
Oh,
everybody. So excited. Coach Crazy Cat here from the farm in South Carolina in the middle of my mega life, and super excited to introduce you to one of my other friends who's Erika, who also lives a mega life in California on the other side of the US. She is a mom. She has a 10-year-old daughter named Lily, and she had already started homeschooling before, so she kind of was working through some of the transition stuff, but she's really learned a lot in going through that process and has a passion for helping other people understand how you can fit it all in. So we were just talking a little bit about acknowledging the time that we're in and how you have to be a little flexible. So do you want to talk to us about that?
sure. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for having me here. I love your mega life. I love to see you out on your farm, out in the green nature. Love that. I was going to try to be out there today, but it's a little windy. I'm glad to be here with you. Thanks for letting me come on and share.
Yeah.
So, just, man, first of all, to talk about the subject of homeschooling, it's such a crazy time that we're all experiencing. And, this last year was our very first year homeschooling, and it was quite a change at the beginning of the year to find our flow. We had hard days, and some days were easier. And just because something that works one day does not mean it's going to work the next. It's okay to change. And so I just, first of all, want to acknowledge all of the parents, the teachers, the grandparents, the aunts and uncles that have had to step up during this time of people around the country having to shelter in out of just protection and preparation to be able to handle all the things that are going on with the spread of the virus and all that kind of stuff. So that's just a little bit that I really wanted to just share. There's some things that I've done to and experience through my beginning of my homeschool journey, which may be similar or different to other people. But I mainly really wanted to acknowledge all of the people that are out there. And I've spent a lot of time over the last couple of months while I've been sheltered in trying to have conversations with friends, with teachers, just checking in on them, because even for the teachers, not being able to finish out the school year with their students has been difficult for them too. So it's interesting. Had already, had a little bit of experience with homeschooling, had our own little transition into it, and then, a lot of people that I know have to just figure it out. So I've just been trying to be supportive and listen and just be a friend. And I think, that's one thing that we can all do right now is just help each other.
Yeah.
So,
I love
yeah.
that. I heard a couple of important things is that it's difficult as you're going through that transition, especially if you were caught off guard. Like you were already at home, but a lot of people overnight, they were all of a sudden homeschooling, unprepared for it. So it's just giving yourself some grace in that period, but then also reaching out. And I know, Erika, you're open to talking to people about what you've done and reach out and ask questions because she's really great with advice and just understanding where you're at and trying to figure out how do you get that under control. And we were talking about a really cool tool that you use, which I'm excited about because I just started using
Oh,
it called time blocking. So how do
oh
you use
man.
that, and how has that made such a big difference?
Yes. Well, thank you. So going back to one of the words that we talked about a minute ago was change. Time blocking is something that I've been doing, and I almost change it weekly now, depending on what's going on, but a little bit of how I use time blocking. So I have a home-based business, and I actually, before this happened, my daughter had extracurricular classes a couple days a week, and she would be in class, 3 to 4 hours a day, and I would actually work. I would schedule my time while she was in class. I would sit in the lobby and do some work. So I would write on my calendar 10:30 to 12 when she was in class. That would be a chunk of time that I would work. So usually on the weekends, maybe Saturday or Sunday, I would make some time to schedule, get my calendar out, find out what my husband's schedule is, schedule family time, schedule our classes, work time, self-care time, play dates that we might have. But going back to like a lot of people just having to shelter in and have multiple kids sometimes at home, homeschooling, and having your regular job on top of it, that has been, from some of the people that I spoke with, is very, very stressful. And I just want to remind people to have grace on yourself, check in on your friends, because it can be really challenging, especially when you're not planning for it, but finding your community and have people that you can talk to is so important, especially when we can't be face to face with people. We really need that sense of community. But even that, what we've been doing here is our play dates can't be in person. We've been doing Zoom play dates, video game play dates on the, I don't know, the white box thing. I can't remember what it's called, the Xbox, or just do FaceTime doing crafts with her cousins. But, even time with your girlfriend, having a virtual like video like this, just to have that sense of connectivity and time block that, because you need that, whether it's in person or not. But time blocking, it's important to have a good, morning schedule, nighttime routine, but things change. So time blocking, with work schedules, kind of getting back to how I do it on the weekends, I'll prioritize what activities my family has for that week, and I will write it down on the calendar. Sometimes I will set alarms on my phone. Alarms. I'll put it on my calendar, but just the time blocking. Sometimes, if you have something that comes up and you have a work, you're going to work for 2 hours, you might need to break it up into like an hour and a half, or even if you have a power hour, sometimes do two power hours a day and break it up if you need to into 15 or 30-minute segments. In between, a kid watching their favorite show or something. So anyways, I hope that helps how I share time blocking. I know that there's a lot of really good time blocking calendars out there. There's one on YouTube, Amazon, that I got. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll try to find the link and share it down below. It's really helpful for you just to, if you're going to break it down into 15 minutes or an hour or 2 hour period, you have enough room to write all those little things that you need to do.
I love that. And I heard a couple of really awesome things. And one of them is you've got to schedule in your self-care, regardless, like all of the time, right? It's life-changing. And you got to take care of yourself. We're a whole person. We were a whole person before we had kids. We were a whole person before we were homeschooling, right? So
yeah.
refill yourself, and you've got to take that time for yourself. And then you can fit your work around by blocking it in around chunks of time. So if your child is working on some homeschooling project and they can work on that for a bit for themselves, then that gives you 30 minutes. You work on this for 30 minutes. I'm going to work on this for 30 minutes. Let's check back in. So
right. Yeah.
I'm not naturally like on a schedule. And when I heard about time blocking, it made me like almost, start breaking out in hives, but I've done it. And it makes such a difference because multitasking doesn't work. And especially if you find yourself in a spot where everything's been changed, or you have a passion for homeschooling like Erika does, you've got to take on some new tools, right, in order to have the desired outcome of being able to homeschool your child in an effective way,
Yeah. Something you said, I just wanted to share. When it comes to homeschooling, I've known people that homeschool their children, and I never thought that I would be doing it. But I think it was over a year ago, I did Facebook Live with my friend Andrea, who homeschools her kids in Tennessee, and I was learning a little bit about how she does homeschooling. And there's so many differences, but a lot of similarities. And to be honest with you, I never in a million years thought that I would be doing it. However, with some changes in my husband's schedule and looking at the priorities that we wanted to have for our family, just having more time to spend together, have more experiences. Oh, hi, Laura. I see her message. Love time blogging. Yeah. And, just having more experiences. Like, we were just like, let's give it a try while I can still understand her homework. I don't know if I'll do it forever, but I have to tell you, the hardest thing for me to decide to do homeschooling was thinking that I could do it. And I never saw myself doing it. But when it came to my family's priorities, the benefit outweighed, what was in my head. Like, I'm going to fail, I can't do this. But there's so many resources and support. And another hard thing was thinking that I would lose the community. Oh, did something just fall?
No,
What
it
was that?
Cats. I like adopt
Oh
all
gosh, so
cats.
funny.
And sometimes they decide they need to be of the.
Oh,
Look
that's
at you.
funny. I was like, what was that?
Sorry about
That was funny. It was okay. It was like I had like a mom reflex moment there for a second. I was like, what was that? Oh, but forgot what I was saying.
Resources are available.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources available, and I thought, the hardest part for me was, like, I love the school that she went to. I love the staff. I love the teacher. I love the experiences, and I love the friendships that we made. But I thought, you know what? If we don't try this, I might regret it. And has it been easy? No. Have I had to step out of my comfort zone? Yes. And that's actually been really good for me, just because having a home-based business, I need to be able to be focused and time block. And I honestly, when you said that you've not time blocked before, a little bit, I wasn't either. I was always somebody who can multitask, but in order for me to be present, truly present with what I'm doing, time blocking is like a lifesaver. It helps me in a way compartmentalize things where I can get things accomplished and be focused and present.
I love it.
So anyways, I got off a little bit on that tangent. It just kind of got me thinking, because it's not an easy thing to, sorry, I dropped my earpiece. It's not an easy thing to decide to homeschool. And it's definitely not for everybody. And working from home is definitely not for everybody. My dog, I think he was trying to peek in through the curtain. It's not an easy thing. Whether you choose it or if you fall into it, it's just, it's kind of like, it takes presence. Like,
yeah, you're your own. While you were talking, I was just thinking, you're your own boss. And now, right, you're homeschooling and you got to be responsible for getting that done, because it's going to impact your daughter if you don't. And you're also running your own business, and you're not going to get the results you want. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be able to help the people that you want to help. So it's kind of, so I guess talk a little bit about being your own boss and how you get that all done, and, go through that mindset shift. Cause that's what we were talking about, was mindset and how, you know what I mean? You really got to take it on and be like, it's okay. I'm going to let all these doubts go, and I'm just going to go for it, because I really want this for my family.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. That's actually a big order to answer, because it's different for everybody. But I know for me, having a home-based business and coming into this new space of homeschooling, then I've got all the stresses of the virus and all that kind of stuff, is one of the main reasons why we went with homeschooling is for flexibility and time freedom. And so the main thing we had to change was our scheduling. And sometimes, like, I was, like, years ago, I used to work in an office where I would work, 7:30 to 3:30, and I would be out. Like, I'd go in, do my hours, and I'm gone. But you really, when you work from home, and you want to be present with your family, having experiences, you really need to focus down and hone in on it. But right now, I think the number one thing that is so challenging, I know for me, but for a lot of people, is change. Is no matter where you are, is we as human beings tend to resist change. And right now, there's so many things that we're not able to control. So, and I just really want to emphasize, it's okay to change. Like, having a home-based business if you set your schedule to have a 2-hour work period, unless you have it like an in-person meeting, sometimes you might have, I love that I have the flexibility to break that up if something comes up with my family. And I can be like, okay, well, I'm doing that other hour tonight, and I'll just do one now. So having the flexibility, with the home-based business, it's, I have the ability to change and be flexible, but I think I kind of want to just share a little bit more about change, because I think so many different people are with what people may be anticipating in the fall, whether we're going to have a big spike with this virus and things might shut down again. A lot of people that I've talked to are just not sure what they're going to do about homeschooling. And I just want to encourage people, no matter if you have a home-based business or you work in an office and you're transitioning in all these different areas, is to have grace with yourself and be as open as you can to change if it's going to better your family, if your job may morph into something completely different. Sometimes there's a what is that saying? There's a blessing, like a silver lining in a cloud or something. Is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah.
So change, and sometimes just going through a time can change the trajectory of where you want to go and the experiences that you want to have with your family and with your business. A lot of people are reinventing their businesses and trying new things, and I think it's a good time. I'm so glad that I took the leap to homeschool. I don't know if I'll do it forever, but the time that I'm getting with my family is something that I'm not able to get back.
Right.
And especially during this time, I want to embrace it as much as possible, and I want to encourage people to do the same thing and just do the best they can, and just be loving with everybody.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't know if I answered your question in regards to home base, but I just feel so passionate. It's like on my heart right now, where so many people are experiencing so many different things, and it's hard to really know what's going on with your business and which direction to go. But I think change is something, as I said, I know I'm reiterating, it's something that we resist, but being open to change where you want to go, I think is something that I hope that people can be open to, because on the other side of that can be really beautiful, even though right now it's scary,
Yeah, it feels a bit awkward, when you're learning something new. It always does. As you were listening, I was thinking about change and how it's such a great opportunity, right, to think about this. If we flip it around, there's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot that we're not going to know. There's a lot, right, in the future. What's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen to my husband's job? How am I going to take all this on? But instead, if you focus on what you can control and what you can do, right, I can pick up some skills like time blocking that can help me feel more effective when I'm homeschooling, even though maybe I didn't think that was what I wanted to do, but let's enjoy this time with my family. And also, maybe I've been scared to start a home-based business because I was fearful or afraid, or I thought I would fail. But what do we have to lose at this point? There's so much that's unknown. If there's something where you can go and learn new skills and join a fun team, why not give it a chance? Do you know what I mean? And that's what Erika is all about, is teaching people to embrace change and to think about your life in a different way. And how do you be a mom for your kids and to keep stability, despite the fact that every time we turn on the news and social media, there's like just trauma, drama, and crisis, and people, and just frustrations and sadness and all kinds of stuff. So you want to help your kids to not grow up like thinking everything's going to fall apart tomorrow, right? Focus on kindness, focus on what you can control. So I love it.
And thank you for that. And when you were talking about the media, I think it's really important, as much as we want to stay informed, I think it's equally important for focus and being present is to reduce. It's good to stay in the know, but reduce it also, because that's time that you can spend focusing on your business, your family. You can be out on the lake paddleboarding. You can, be outside working. You can build something. You can create a fort with your kid. And those are the moments that you just don't get back. So I've just been focusing on that. But yeah, you're right. Just being limiting some of that stuff, staying in the know, but focusing on it is definitely a good thing.
Yeah. And one of the things
sharing.
that you and I have in common, and I just saw, you've got to share this. So this is awesome, everybody. Erika and I have gardening in common, and you won't believe her garden. It's so neat. These vegetables look so healthy. So show it to us. I'm dying for everybody to see.
I'm kind of curious if I go outside, if I'll lose coverage. I'm going to try it, okay?
Okay.
So
we do, then
we'll I'm going to try to go outside. I was going to try to show you through the window, but I just don't know. Bear with me here. I'm going outside. It's a little breezy out. I don't know if I can flip my camera, but so like I said, it is windy.
Wow, man, that's beautiful.
Where's our tomato? So trying to see how.
There you go. You're good.
We have a big grow pot down here. We have individual grow pots here. We have like 5 tomato plants and a table over there with like 7 or 8 different pepper plants. And we have a shelf on the side of the house for some of our tomatoes.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy up here. So we've got strawberries, zucchini, green beans, corn, sunflowers. We have peach over there, some grapes, and a whole bunch of other green beans and lettuce and all sorts of stuff over there. So that's one thing that we've been doing during the shelter in time is expanding our garden just to get a little bit more self-sufficient and, get our kid out in the dirt playing, getting dirty, whether she likes it or not. That's kind of one of the things that
you picked up a couple of things
we've been doing.
So you
learned a couple new.
Started a home-based business, and you're time blocking, so you're fitting that in, and you're embracing change. And then you're like, you know what? We're going to do something positive, and instead of sitting here and staring at the television, we're going to take some of that time, and we're going to go out and we're going to build a family garden. So our daughter learns some new skills. You're amazing, Erika. I love it. You're an inspiration.
I try, and there are days where I think that I fail, but there's these little moments that come up that I'm like, okay, I am doing the right thing. I just got to do a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. So I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come here and share. Like you said, I am more than happy to share if anybody has any questions about homeschooling. I do live on the West Coast, so it's a little bit different everywhere, but just some experiences and just having somebody to listen to your thoughts and your doubts and, give you inspiration on, like, you can do it. And when you homeschool, a lot of times you're not there by yourself. Like, we have a teacher that would come a couple times a month to our house, or we would go meet in person, or we can do Skype calls anytime if I need help. It's been pretty amazing, and it's amazing to meet new people and foster new relationships and friendships. So, there's blessings everywhere for sure.
I love it.
And I'm so glad to know you, Kat. I hope I can get out to your farm one day, because I love when it's raining and the rain coming on your tin roof out there. I saw your video when you did that, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
I have to do that more often.
So peaceful.
I've been wanting a tin roof for a very long time, and as soon as it starts raining, I go outside. So I'm gonna have to just share that every time it does it this summer, because you guys will love it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna let you go. But if anybody has any questions at all, please reach out. And if you're one of my friends, I'll get you in touch with Erika. Let's just not, I don't want anybody to feel frustrated or alone. The world is changing enough as it is. There's no reason to go through it alone. So let's just love each other, support each other, and share what we know and lift each other up, because rising tides raise all ships, right?
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes.
It's not from me. It's Jim Rohn or one of those really smart guys who are way smarter than me.
Hey, you know what? When you say it in your own voice, it's like you own it. And it's true. It's true. We all need to help lift each other up. That is for darn sure.
All right.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Reach out. Let us know how we can help and support you.
Thanks. Bye.